What's good, y'all? Kabeh here again. Another week, episode 10. We made it. And today I'm gonna break down this sample that I made with my boy Piso. I have him with me today. We made this yesterday, and I think I really like this, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to break this down now that I have him here with me. So, as usual, let's listen to the sample in full first, then we're gonna start breaking it down after we listen to it. So let's do it. Nice. Nice. So
It's
this is what
crazy.
we have. Yeah, I really like this. This is what we have. We're gonna see Piso breaking down I started with his idea, so let's see how he did it.
So this is what the stutter that I sent to Kabeh sounds like. It's sort of like a Travis Scott, synthy type of stutter, and this is what it sounds like. The first one that I started with was a sort of like pad from Analog Lab, and this is what it sounds like. So you get it, my CPU isn't the best, but all I added here was a portal with a caffeinated preset from, I think it's the Pilgrim Bank, and an OTT, which is like a sort of compressor, and I cut some highs and some lows, and an EQ to cut some more lows and boost the mids. And this is what it sounds like after exported with the effects. The portal gives that perfect texture. Here I just reversed it and pitch it, I think, an octave up, and this is what it sounds like. Next thing I added was the bass. It's still from Analog Lab. It's a plug bass, and this is what it sounds like. Next thing is this synth, which is like a one shot on Don't Remember from what kid is from, but this is what it sounds like dry. This one I think, yes. All I added here was a vintage reverb, and I turned down the mix and the decay a little bit, a fruity flanger or flanger, whatever, with the basic preset, with the default preset, with a bit of delay, and an EQ to get some highs and some lows. And this is what it sounds like with the effects. Next thing I think is like two percussion loops that just give some texture, and this is what it sounds like. Next thing I did, I layered the chords with another analog log sound, and this is what it sounds like. It's dry, so I think it's like a sort of like arpeggiator or a texture thing, and this is what it sounds like. It wasn't an arpeggiator, but yeah, you get it.
That's nice. That's nice. So that's the. Can you play the full thing again? One more time.
Okay, but
So after Piso sent me that, I immediately started on my thing, and the first thing that I did was to open his original thing and break down, like grab just the parts that I wanted to work with. So this is what I grabbed from his part. Let me remove this so we don't have this noise. This is what I grabbed. This main synth key, this little thing. The bass. And yeah, I think this is it. And then I started to have ideas to how I wanted to approach this. So the first thing that I thought about, and I usually do this a lot when I have this plucked basses, is to contrast that with another thing. So I knew that I wanted to add another bass at least to make a different section so that plucked bass can hit harder whenever it hits. So this is the original pattern that Piso did, and y'all heard on his breakdown. So thinking about structure, the first thing that I did was to just cut it down to this, make it more simple. Let me put it in context, actually. So I just used it on the downbeat, and right after I didn't use the fills and stuff. One thing that I think about when I'm thinking about structure is how much information I'm giving out in a certain part of the sample. Thinking actually about like in a song structure. So I don't want to give out all that information now. I can leave that off to another section. So I think the first thing that I added after this was this bass that on my mind was the first thing that I thought about. So this is it in solo. And it basically just repeats itself. And I can actually pull up the MIDI, I think, for that bass. Yeah. It's the MIDI for the bass. I knew that I wanted to do like a Reese bass, sub bass, like pretty busy one. So I actually think I clicked it in. I just played the rough, and then I clicked in and made all the slides and stuff. So it can contrast with that plucky bass. So after that, I did that. I began to I have this feeling of doing like a breakdown type of stuff, like another section. So I started to like go through Analog Lab thinking about stuff that I could add. And I found this sound. Actually, this is a one shot, this road sound that goes well with this key. And that kind of prepares for the next section. What I did after that, I just started to try to figure out more stuff to add, going through Analog Lab and one shot kits. And I found this mallet sound. I think it's from I'll Hug. Just to add on top of it another texture kind of thing. I don't have the MIDI for this, but I just slide it down on my keyboard. Did this pattern. It was the Echo plugin from Ableton, shaper box, panning and width, doubler, Valhalla delay, and cleaver or clever. After that I had this bass with these key. I knew that I wanted to do like some crazy synth type shit, so I just went into Analog Lab and tried to find like a good synth sound. So I found this lead. And this is just me playing with the pitch wheel on the keyboards. For mixing on this, yeah, I really like it. It sounds like a siren. It sounds kind of epic. If I were to go back into this, I would bring out the delay a lot more, but it's cool, I guess. Mixing wise, Pro Q3 just cutting out the lows, low high. This is a filter plugin from Good Hertz. Shaper box again. I have this painting automation like on everything basically. Valhalla delay and Valhalla vintage verb for that. I started also to add some vocals. So I found these on Splice and this is how they sound. These are cool. I found this on Splice, and this one is to build up more on that epic feeling, and this one is just to bring it down to a more ground level. So mixing wise, again we have Pro Q3, cutting out the lows and a bit of the highs. That's more to it's doing some down sampling here. Valhalla delay, vintage verb. Then I tried this phaser. I was talking to 99 the other day, and I love how he mixes his vocals. And he said that he used, I don't know if I should say this, I don't know, a phaser after the reverb. So I was trying to emulate what he does, but I couldn't quite figure it out. So I just threw the phaser. This is the stock Ableton phaser. After the delay and the reverb. After the phaser, the delay and the reverb, I have another shaper box doing this with automation and a mid-side matrix. And I'm doing this a lot recently for this combo, this shaper box with this mid-side matrix, because I have the shaper box automating the width, so it goes into the sides more. And I use the mid-side matrix to bring down the mids. So what happens is this wave kind of motion that you have with the sound when the width goes up, like goes with more depth. You don't have the middle, so it just go out more, and then like it goes in the middle more and stuff, just to create some more movement. And then I automated this shaper box to do something. Okay, yeah, the shaper box comes in at this part. This is basically the side chain. I'm guessing this is just a side chain, so it gives that motion, that rhythm to the vocals. So after I did that, this is basically all the instrumentation. Arrangement wise, this is my thought process. This is what was going on in my mind. I think about the rate of information that I'm giving out. So I started just with the plucky bass, the simple plucky bass, not too much stuff. Then we have the Reese bass and the symphony, which brings it up. Then the synth bass goes down again, and we go back to a like ground level type of thing. The mallet is good to add a little bit more of variation. This Rhodes sound, it calls out again another variation. The same thing that happened here. You have this Rhodes sound, then another section comes in. This happened again. So the Rhodes sound and another section comes in now with the full-on plucky bass that we have. And all the fills and stuff. And I just wanted to add at the end this little breakdown thing, this little outro thing, actually. Yeah. The way that I did this, yeah, I really like this though. The way that I did this was just the same pattern, but I threw a portal here, this preset, just to give that little particle effect. The same wrist bass reversed, and that same pattern reverse also. So this is basically it. And another, to me, a huge part of the sample are the textures. So this is what I did texture wise. And again, playing with that structure thing. This is not the same texture playing throughout the whole thing. So this is the texture. So what goes on in the background, I have this vocal drone ambience type thing. It's on the background, and it's panned all the way to the, not all the way to the left, but pretty much to the left. Then we have this another thing. It's this like beach ambience type shit. And I have all of this in a group. And on this group, I'm throwing a phaser, a Pro Q3, cutting out the highs and the lows. Another shaper box with the side chains to give it more rhythm. A clever and then it's the sweeper cutting out the highs a little bit more. And then when we enter on this part of the sample, I have also this thing. That goes into the background. So this is what we have on the texture. And these crackles are just crackling sounds that I leave in the background. It's super low. You almost can't hear it, but it's there. So this is basically the entire sample. I hope you learned anything from this. Follow me on Instagram. Follow my boy Piso on Instagram too. And yeah, this is it. We're gonna see each other next week on another episode of something, a simple breakdown, a simple cook-up type thing. So thank you for watching this. Bye, and we'll see each other next week.